everyone, welcome back to Luis Discusses Everything. In today's video, we're going to discuss the TikTok ban in the United States. This essentially came out of nowhere. If you recall, like a couple of years ago during the Trump administration, there was the initial calls for a ban on TikTok on the face of the United States state, right? And it gained some traction, but not enough. It didn't really went beyond the House of Representatives or anything like that, right? But this time there was a renewed call for a TikTok ban amongst politicians in Congress, right? And to the point where now it has passed the House of Representatives, right? It passed fairly recently, just last week. It passed with a huge majority through the House of Representatives. And you may ask yourself, what makes this time different from other times in which this has been attempted, right? Last time under the Trump administration, this was not possible. It did not even pass the eyes of politicians, right? They wouldn't even consider it. They would do a lot of rhetoric, right? Popular rhetoric, and say they don't like the app and whatnot. That is a Chinese propaganda mouthpiece or whatnot, whatever they like to spout. And I say and I mentioned that as being like a thing that's bipartisan amongst politicians, right? The Republican politicians say that, but also Democratic politicians would say that. What I see here with the attempt to ban TikTok is that you have a different set of reasoning behind its banning, right? This time around, we have the specter of the war in Gaza, or the renewed Palestinian and Israeli conflict in Gaza, right? That's been going on since October 7th until present day, as of the time of this recording, March 17, 2024. And in the backdrop, there's been a lot of sharing of videos associated with the horrendous events in Gaza at the moment, right? You've had, in TikTok, it's a bit more explicit in terms of what it's been shared, because that platform tends to be less censored than other platforms due to the fact that it's Chinese owned. And this has rubbed politicians the wrong way, right? Because we know that one of the things that's bipartisan in Congress, other than tax cuts for rich corporations and individuals, is their stand behind the Israeli government, right? So the Israeli lobbyists and the Israeli government was criticizing the amount of videos shared on the platform and other platforms about Palestinians being murdered by Israeli soldiers, right? So this seems to be more of the fuel behind the banning of TikTok, and which is why you have this going on, right? So it begs the question, should we even ban the app? Is there a potential freedom of speech implication happening with this? Should it simply be sold off as it is written on the bill, right? The bill offers either the option of banning the app altogether or selling it to a U.S. institution. If you follow the stock market, Facebook was up a considerable amount after the news of the TikTok banning. So not only are there political implications behind this choice, the choice of pushing through a TikTok ban, but there are also economic issues or economic motivations behind it, right? This would drastically benefit companies like Meta, which have a near monopoly over the social media landscape in the United States. So it's important to really think about this, consider why are these things happening, right? Why is there this big bill being pushed through to ban TikTok, right? I'm of the opinion that it should not be banned. I am slightly okay with the idea of it being sold to a U.S. institution, all right? But I am not okay with the idea of it being sold to any of the tech giants, right? I wouldn't want TikTok to be sold to Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even. I would even sell it to X, even though I don't think Elon Musk has that much money anymore to just outright buy TikTok. So as of now, the bill passed the House. It's headed to the Senate. It actually is in the Senate. There's a lot of deliberation in the Senate, and Chuck Schumer, being the majority leader, has reservations about whether or not it's willing to take it on. There's been a number of politicians like Rand Paul, for example, in the Senate that is concerned about free speech rights. I'm also concerned about that as a, and I would like to think of myself as an informed citizen. I think this establishes a very bad precedent in the United States. I think you can regulate the use of TikTok, right? You can, like all social media should be regulated as utilities, right? But it should not be banned. That's my opinion. I think it should be to satisfy those more extremist sections of both parties. I would say it should be sent over to, sold to a U.S. institution. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts, please, in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.